Girl, it's a lot of foolishness on the internet, girl. We got to talk about it, child. I know usually we do this live, but I wanted to come down here and do a quick one too, real quick, because I just finished watching Carlos King's interview with Mia Thornton's new boo. He called himself Incognito, whatever that's about, okay? I want to talk about that interview, and I also want to talk about what I think about the future of RHOP. So anyway, let's get into it. But before we do that, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Belle. This is the Belle Perspective. I talk about all kinds of things on the internet, TV, books, movies, whatever you can think about. That is what I like to talk about. Okay. I just have an opinion about pretty much everything. And if you're looking for a internet community you found one, go ahead and subscribe. If you're returning, welcome back. You already know the drill. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Sound off, okay? Sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think about my commentary, all the foolishness on the internet, and don't forget to like this video before you leave. Let's get into it, okay? So Carlos King decided to sit his messy tail down to the internet with this man named Incognito. Now, we remember, if we rewind, right, New Year's Eve, I think it was either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, where I had posted the picture of Mia with some man and his back was turned to the camera, but you could see Mia's face and it looks like she has an engagement ring on and it looks like she all booed up and the man ain't Gordon, right? So we're all like, what's going on, girl? What's going on? Okay. And come to find out, everybody, the internet do their Googleations and things and the internet sleuthing and they find out who he is. He's a DJ and we're still kind of just like, okay, so what's going on? What's really happening? Anyway, so fast forward to yesterday, I believe, Carlos King actually sat down with him again. He goes by the name Incognito, so I don't know. And I'm not about to do the digging to try to find out what his real name is because I don't really care like that. What I do want to talk about is Mia's future and how I think that Mia is actually going to save Real Housewives of Potomac to me personally, but we'll get into that in just a second. So I'll hit you with some highlights from what stood out to me about the whole interview. And then I'll talk to you about my thoughts about the Real Housewives of Potomac and what direction I think they should go in. Okay. So Carlos sits down and basically confirms with him, okay, are you Mia's boo? And he's like, yeah. Now, so he's from Georgia, right? So he has a thick Southern accent. He's from Georgia. I do believe that he stayed in Florida at some point because Carlos asked him about Florida. I don't know what part. Y'all was about to say where about. I was like, I don't know where about, but, or where it's at. I don't know where it's at, but, he definitely looks like he's from either Georgia or Florida. He looked like one of them type of dudes to me, right? And y'all know how Carlos King loved to flirt with a straight man, child. He was like, oh, he is a very handsome man. He is a very handsome man. He just kept saying that through the interview. I was like, Carlos, relax, girl. He not that. He really not. But okay. Anyway, but he seemed like a cool cat, but my biggest takeaway, and I'll just get to the chase. I'll just get to the money. My biggest takeaway is that he was living off Gordon dime, okay? Him and let's just get into it. So let me set up the story. So he met Mia when they were in high school. He was working at FYE, and I guess Mia was also working at some store. You know how you have a little job down to the mall while you're in high school or whatever. So he sees her. And they connect and they date while they're in high school. As they graduate from high school, they move to Charlotte. So they're young adults moving to Charlotte. He said he moved to Charlotte and didn't even know how Mia was able to get this apartment. Okay. So they was stayed up in an apartment to be a young adult to live in their own apartment. He said he don't know how Mia got the apartment. He don't know how any of this happened, but she was able to acquire this apartment. And so they were living in the apartment, and then he found out that he found Gordon's name on a car note, right? So he is saying that he found out about Gordon through the car note. For some reason, he said he feels like Mia was able to finesse, i.e. hustle, or AKA hustle Gordon into getting Mia a car. He says he didn't think that Mia was sleeping with Gordon at all at the time, but he knew she was working at the club. At first, she didn't tell him she was working at the club, right? But after he found out about the car note, that Gordon, because Gordon co-signed on the car note, he saw the note come to the house in the apartment that they were living in together. That's when she came clean about dancing and being a stripper. So in my mind, I'm thinking now, Carlos was like, okay, so Mia was cheating on you. So Mia was cheating on you. He was like, nah, she was just doing her thing. She was hustling, right? She working at the club. He know that he was just tricking off on her, all this other stuff. I said, okay, sir. Mm-mm. No, sir. No, sir. Now, everybody, I'm looking at the comments. I'm expecting people to be like, nah, y'all, you mean Gordon was taking care of y'all? Like, I was expecting people to put that in the comments. Nobody mentioned that. It was pretty much, oh, Carlos, this was a really good interview. He seemed like a really nice guy. Da, 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 da. And here's the thing. He did not seem like a bad guy at all. But there was some holes in that story. And I ain't gonna lie, like he kept saying, man, I love Mia. That's my Mia more. That's my, my Mia. Like I love it. And nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with shouting out your boo. There is nothing wrong with saying that you love this woman, shouting it from the mountaintops. But there were parts where it was just like real cringy. Like, are y'all doing this so that y'all could try to be on TV? Like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm not going to say that he wasn't a genuine guy, but I'm also giving him my good eye. Cause I know, here's the thing. I love Mia. I really do. I like Mia a lot. And I honestly feel like she could be the face that saves Real Housewives of Potomac. Honestly. Okay. And I'll get to that in just a second, but I know Mia be lying. I know Mia a liar. Okay. I know Mia put 20 on 10. I know Mia makes a situation bigger than it is. I know she adds things. I know she said she was the CEO of a company. Child, come to find out she was just the marketing director. Quiet as kept on, even know if she know how to do any marketing or nothing like that. So it was just like, what type of person you getting with Mia, but I still like her at the same time. Right. And so with that being said, because I know lies easily flow off her tongue, and scameration, I just do not see this relationship really being something that's, oh my God, this is the love of my life. Now, that's what he was saying in the interview. Basically, she the love of my life. She the love of my life. She the love of my life. I love her down. That's my boo. That's my boo. That's my boo. But I was just looking at him like, girl, okay. All right. So let's get back to it. So he finds out that, because at first he didn't know she was working at a club. Then he also finds out that she was able to get a car co-signed from one of her Johns, right? And it happened to be Gordon. He didn't co-sign on a car for her. And Carlos never asked about the apartment, right? Now, in the beginning, he says, I didn't know how she was able to get this apartment. Sir, Gordon, I put 2 and 2 together, okay? So this is me alleging that Gordon paid for this apartment and they were living in this apartment together while Gordon was tricking off on Mia. I said that, and that's my thought. Now, he a young man, right? He's a young guy. He can't pay for anything like that. And so this is the way that Mia was able to take care of herself, but she was also bringing him along, okay? So he says that they ended up breaking up. He ended up moving to go to Atlanta or something like that. I can't remember. And she stayed where she was at. And again, that's how she ended up marrying somebody else outside of Gordon, getting a divorce from that guy. They don't mention names. And then she ends up marrying Gordon, okay? And I was just like, sir, do you hear yourself right now? Do you hear what's going on, sir? Do you hear? Like, it just sounds real like, what am I saying? Because I don't want to judge Mia. I'm not trying to judge her because I, get it how you live, mama, right? I'm not tripping. But I also want this young man to keep in mind that if she was able to finesse all these other men, sir, I'm sure she can finesse you too, right? So he says that they broke up, but he always, they stopped talking to each other, didn't have social media, nothing like that, but he always had her in the back of his mind. To him, Mia is the one that got away, okay? But not anymore, right? He said he claimed her, this is boo, she ain't going nowhere at all, okay? So fast forward to, I think last year is what he said, 2023, that it was his birthday, January 2nd, because he said it 1,000 times. He said, my birthday, January 2nd. It's a national holiday. Everybody and their mama need to shout me out for my birthday, right? So he expected some sort of call, some sort of shout out, some sort of something from Mia because it was his birthday. And Carlos was like, boy, what you talking about? She got priority. She got a husband. She got kids. She don't need to be running after you. He was like, I just needed to know that she got my attention, right? Or that I got her attention, okay? And so I think that there was one other post. I think, he said he posted Jeezy. He posted a picture of Jeezy from his hometown in Georgia. I don't remember what hometown Georgia Jeezy from, but you know, he said he posted Jeezy from his hometown, and she posted down below where the town was from. I think it's like Hagersville or something like that. And he was like, that was in that moment, he knew that was his way of her getting his attention. So he slid in the DM and they reconnected. Now he says that he and Gordon have met. He said there hasn't been any funny business. This is what he said now. This is what he said. I ain't say this. He said there hasn't been any funny business between Mia and him while Mia was legitimately married. Now she's legally separated from Gordon, but he said that there wasn't anything going on between him and Mia when she was legally married to Gordon. Y'all believe that? Y'all believe that? Okay. Anyway, okay. So he also says that Mia and Jacqueline rekindled their relationship because Jacqueline was the one that took a picture of Mia when his back was turned. So that viral picture that I shared on my YouTube page, and it went everywhere. It was on Jasmine Brand. It was on, Shade Room, all those places. Jacqueline took that picture. So it looks like Jacqueline and Mia rekindled their relationship. Okay. So personally, I think now it wasn't much else going on that interview. He really wasn't doing a whole lot except for shouting out Mia, saying that's his Mia Moore, that's his Mia, that's his baby, that's his boo, all this other stuff. I personally still feel like this is a stunt. I really do. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I feel like this is a stunt in the show. I also feel like Mia is probably with him because he's a placeholder. I'm not trying to be funny. He seemed like a good dude. He seemed like he real cool, but he was with Mia in the beginning, right? Mia ended up leaving him. Now, here's the thing where it get murky. He says that after they left that apartment together in Charlotte, Mia went to marry somebody else, okay? And I said, okay, how do you just, and I don't know the timeline, so maybe because I don't know the timeline, maybe that's what it is. But it just feels like Mia would never settle down with him. Maybe she's with him for right now, but I don't think Mia would actually give him the time of day. I don't think she would ever have no kids with him. I don't think she would actually marry him. And I could be wrong. I really could be wrong. And I'll come back and say that I am wrong. But I just do not see Mia. I feel like when Gordon told Mia that he was being fired and that he had all this stuff going on financially, I feel like Mia was ready to jump ship then. Quiet as it's kept, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you right now. I feel like Mia had already put her foot out, her big size 10 roach stompers outside, out the door anyway. I feel like she been, right? And according to Gordon, she been, right? They had an arrangement. He already knew what type of woman she was. So with that being said, I just feel like this man, he is really infatuated with her. He said a couple things that made me think, okay, he's a little bit of a colorist, but that's his problem, not mine. But I also felt like this was the girl, like this was the dream girl for him, right? This is his fantasy girl, and he ain't never let her go. But I don't think he's looking past that fantasy, y'all. I really don't, because listen, Mia is a savage. She not playing with you. So Carlos says, well, do you see yourself getting married to her? Because we thought it was an engagement ring on her finger in the photo. He was like, no, it was just the ring she had, but I would definitely marry her, right? And then Carlos asked about having kids. And he was like, yeah, I would definitely have kids with her. Absolutely. I said, sir, she not about to have no kids with you. I do not see Mia having no kids. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Please tell me if I'm wrong. Do you think that Mia would have kids with somebody who don't make as much money as somebody like a Gordon or, somebody else? I just do not see it. I really don't. I really don't. But anyway, I think that this story between Mia and this man that she with and Jacqueline, I think, and I know the producers at RHOP, are not going to. I feel like if we're going to really save this show, because baby, it's a flop. Baby, they said Potomac is in its flop era. I feel like if Potomac really wanted to try to save the show, right? Producers at Potomac really wanted to try to save their show, this show, they would shift gears, switch gears, and move from letting like Giselle and Ken and all this foolishness be the focal point, and move it over to Mia. Okay, Mia good and messy, right? Mia has, because here's the thing, and I'm gonna back up before I get into it. And Carlos actually said this thing on the interview too. I was like, that's exactly what I've been saying. RHOP lacks genuine relationships. None of those girls like each other. None of them girls know each other like that. Okay, they don't fool with each other like that. They don't like each other. There is nothing about any of these girls that, they either have alliances, but they're not real friends. And so I think the relationship between Jacqueline, and Mia, they have been friends for a very long time. And when I tell you Mia got a lot going on, you can tell Mia got a lot going on. Because even at the Mother's Day brunch, when they were asking Mia where your mother's at, she was like, oh, she couldn't make it. And they were like, are you okay about it? And she was like, I'm fine. Mia, girl, no, you're not fine. You're not okay. Are you telling yourself that or us, girl? It was a lot going on. And then she's got this whole situation with Gordon going on. If they were smart, I feel like if our HOP producers were smart, they would shift the focal point from the foolishness that we got going on with this neck bone, and move it to Mia. Okay, again, she a lie, she a scammer, she all those things. So you got to be careful. But also, I feel like maybe adding Jacqueline as a friend of the show, like a regular friend of the show, I think that could actually potentially be the saving grace of RHOP, y'all. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think, because I know it's pretty controversial. I know everybody has their own thought process, and I'm literally just jumping in at season 8, right? So, don't bite my head off, because I know y'all go up for this show. But I honestly, really and truly feel like Mia could be the face and the focal point of RHOP and actually save it from its flop era, because she got a lot going on. She has genuine relationship that she's connected to. She got this young man, this boy that is interviewing with Carlos King, who is willing to be on TV. Okay, like, which, quiet as it's kept, I still feel like I ain't trying to say he clout chasing, but if he ain't had no problem living in an apartment with one of her jobs paying for it, I'm sure he don't have no problem being on TV, I don't want to say exploited, but putting his business out on TV just so he can make a quick coin or be comfortable. And I'm not mad at that. He's a radio syndicated host, right? That's what he said, right? So I can see it. Anyway, y'all get down in the comments. Please tell me what y'all think about the interview. If you watched it, what do y'all think about my commentary? Do you think that Mia will actually be the saving grace of RHOP? Let me know. Sound off in the comments. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.